Dominate the skies with vertical online.
Vertical Magazine Online. I'm Brent Bergen, bringing you feature article from. Test 1, 2.
Airplanes have been doing loops and rolls ever since the barnstormer tours in the early 1900s. Now it's time for the helicopters, courtesy Red Bull.
Welcome to Vertical Magazine Online. I'm Brent Bergen, bringing you the feature articles live.
Welcome to Tyndall Air Show in Panama City Beach, Florida, where Chuck Aaron and his Red Bull B.105 lead the way for the Red Bull Air Force with skydivers and power gliders, finishing the show with a B.105 going inverted, doing rolls, and his personally invented Chuck Box. Chuck is the only FAA certified aerobatic helicopter pilot in the United States. This is his story.
Jumpers away.
Mr. Chuck Aaron controls the Red Bull helicopter, the MBV 105.
Standing next to me is Chuck Aaron, the only FAA certified aerobatic helicopter pilot in the United States. So Chuck, tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, my job is to go around the United States representing Red Bull, the energy drink, and doing full-on aerobatics at different sporting events.
How did it start out? How did you decide that the B-105 was your aircraft, and how did you go from doing, pretty strong maneuvers with like a Cobra to doing full aerobatics? That's a huge leap.
It is a big leap because a Cobra will kill you if you do with it what I do with this one.
Yeah, I was watching today. You did a loop that was about as tight as you could possibly see, I think. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously planes can't do that because they would pull just a massive amount of G's. Right. So is it just because you're slower air speeds that you can do it that way?
Yeah. Like I said, I can do a loop from 120 knots to make it look like a donut, a round circle. And that's the only way I can get a round circle one, by the way, is I have to fly at 120 knots and then pull it back at a certain angle and get it really tight on top and then come back over and fly it back around this way. I actually practiced doing aerobatics in an airplane a lot and then and got the maneuvers down in my head how they basically work, but they don't work the same in a helicopter at all. And that's why we picked this aircraft, because it's got the rigid rotor head like this.
Okay.
You see right there? That's a titanium single one-piece rotor head.
Okay.
And it's got composite blades on it that are short, and there are 4 of them, and they're high RPM. They're 430 RPM, so they're spinning. It's like a little spinning top, and that's real important because it takes that rigid head, the composite blades, the high RPM, and the way the aircraft is, and the way it's all designed and mounted together. I got the pressurized fuel. I've got all kinds of stuff in it, and to make this thing be aerobatic and not worry about the rotor blades cutting the tail off in flight, because that's really the only thing we worry about. I'm not up there just flipping this thing over and losing total control. I'm actually flying it through all these maneuvers. When I do a roll, it's a flying through the roll. It's not like I'm slapping it over and hoping the thing comes out of it at the other end. It's actually a controlled maneuver. If I want to do a roll, I have to get the airspeed up first, like 120 knots. And then when I do the roll, I roll it around and I'll lose, because I don't have an engine, a jet, or a propeller pushing me. I'm going to lose about 10 knots to 15 knots in that roll. And if it's smooth and nice out, sometimes you get 2 in there, and every once in a while, several times I've done 3 rolls.
That's your max so far is 3 rolls?
3 rolls, yeah. I don't think anybody's ever done that either in a helicopter. But this one,
I've never
got
seen
away
it.
with 3 of them.
Wow. Have you ever gotten a scenario where it's been like, you're like, the pucker factor raised up, you're like, oh, that was supposed to happen?
Yeah, I've had a bunch of those. Yeah. I've had a lot of scary moments, believe me, plenty of them. And when I was doing the climb, I didn't realize it, but I was squeezing the head with tension, nerves, and I pushed the beat switch over, and I was holding it over, and I literally put one engine on idle.
Oh, boy.
And had the other so I lost an engine and didn't know it. So I was in this climb, went up like this, did my pedal turns on one engine, I got the bells and whistles are going off, and I went and did my backflip, and I'm trying to look and see what's going on with the instrument panel. I'm trying to do this backflip thing, I'm pulling down, and I finally figured out what I'd done wrong, and I'm sitting there keeping it back, and I got it back just in time to pull out of the thing, maneuver and do a loop. I don't mean a roll.
Pre-takeoff lights check is done. We're ready to rock and roll. Roger that.
Runway 1, clear to land number 2.
All right, Mike, cool. You got to land number 2. Can we do a touch and go?
It's just so different to find a different aircraft. It's awesome.
Yeah, really.
Okay, coming up now.
Roger. All right, now just look out. Just right here, get about 60. Just pull it on back, drop the collective.
Holy smokes. Look at that.
Sometimes I don't know just what's wrong with me. Signs are all around, still I can't see what it is that you want me to be. Seems to be everything except being free. Oh!
All right, here we go again. Let's pull her up. So I get to 60, I pull her over real hard, all the way, drop the collective, come back, push her forward.
You know, our control pretty important on these?
Yes, it is. I'm doing with a collective.
And by now my troubles, they all come around. By my life twisted and turned upside down. In a caravan of people who's around this town. Talking about new ways not to be found. But I will go my own way.
What was that, Chuck?
That's what I call a pushover.
For all of you adrenaline junkies out there, don't try this at home. Chuck Aaron has over 18,000 flight hours, has personally built 3 Cobra helicopters from leftover military parts, the backing from Red Bull, and had his program checked out by the FAA using an Apache helicopter test pilot. I'm Brent Bergen, and until next time, fly safe.
Hey Brent, how was your flight with Chuck Aaron there?
Yeah, it was great.
Really? Did you guys
good.
go out and do some loops?
It was a piece of cake, man. Anybody can do it.
I heard something happened when you guys were flying straight and level behind us.
It's true. That's what happened.
What happened?
It was a jerk chicken sandwich.
The jerk? The jerk came up? What are you talking about, man? You got something to show me? Ah!
All right. We didn't make it? Get the door for you. Hang on. That's all right. Let me get the door. Okay. I'll get it for you. That's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. And I don't have, let's see. I got them here. Here you go, dude.